Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Unfiltered with Bridget.
And Angie.
And welcome, Anthony from BRH.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This will be fun. So,
want to tell us a little bit about you and your company?
sure. So, with BRH Enterprises, we're based in Mayville, Wisconsin. Dodge County's best roofing contractor, 3 years running now. We've
Amazing.
been in business just shy of 11 years, so we've seen it all. Whether that be full exterior replacements, we do roofing, siding, gutters, full exterior projects, windows, doors. So we've seen it all, and we can do it all. Sometimes that just comes down to giving some honest advice about maybe what you can and can't do. So.
I'm sure you guys seen quite a bit with those storms this past summer that came through and the tornado hit Mayville right in the heart of your business.
Yes, so we got a new roof put on our business because of that storm.
Yeah.
Lots of damage. It was certainly a busy year for us. We've got a lot of carryover into this year, keeping busy with it. So
Yeah.
we've had a lot of interesting weather pattern shifting in this area of the country. So we're seeing more hailstorms and a lot more tornadoes than we usually do. Last year was 38 or 39 tornadoes, which compared to the
In the state of
average.
Wisconsin?
Yep, in the state
Okay.
of Wisconsin, which the average is
Wow.
about 22 to 23. So
Wow.
definitely seen an influx in that. So keeping us plenty busy.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, and I guess something that would help you, because when those tornadoes came through, you could just see all of the fly-by-night companies swarm in and try and like take,
Yes.
just door knocking and making people feel that they were getting a good deal, but they really weren't, I'm assuming, because those people that, they're usually from what, Texas or
All
somewhere,
over
not
the
even
place.
Yeah, not even the state. And they're
Texas,
all over.
Arkansas. We actually had a company from a different location in the state, and they've been around a while, but they actually found some local real estate, put a storefront up, pretending that they're our neighbors. And then once everything wrapped up for the season, they were out of here. So definitely got to be careful with who you're working
Wow.
with, any contractor, no matter it's, roofing, siding, gutters, interior work, no matter what it is, you always want to be careful who you're working with. Do your homework. Make sure that you really truly have somebody local, somebody who's been around a while. So
if a company is coming and they're basically door knocking because they know that you just went through, a natural disaster, are door knockers do you guys go door knocking too, or do people just usually come to you? Like, how is there a way that they can spot if somebody is actually like authentic to
Sure.
what they do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, great question. So yes, we do. So we canvass neighborhoods after storms. We want to make sure our presence is known. We want people to know that we're a local company. We're here. We're not a fly-by-night storm chasing company, as we call them, because those are the ones. Again, you got to watch out for them.
Mm-hmm.
They typically are the ones who are going to cut corners. They just want your insurance check. They do bare minimums on the work, and then when there is an issue, because a lot of the time there is an issue, they're nowhere to be found.
They're gone.
Yep, they're gone. They don't return calls, and you have no way to really get a hold of them. So. We're proud to say, again, coming up on 11 years in business, from humble beginnings through the owner and his father starting the company. And we've grown into something where we're recognized and trusted throughout the area here. So we're very proud of that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of your signs, in
Mhm.
people's yards all over the
Yep.
all over the counties, everywhere.
All over the place. So, word of mouth, the sign, part of the sign, yeah, obviously we want to get our name out there
Right.
and show people we're available. But another reason for the signs is to let the other companies know, hey, they're working with somebody already.
Yeah.
Stay out of there. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't come in knocking.
Yep, absolutely.
They know better.
So,
They know what to look for, and you're not it.
Yeah.
just the other day, I actually had somebody knock on my door.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, so where I
well, that's fun.
yes, so I stuck my head out the door and I pointed to the truck and said, "Hey, I think you're knocking on the wrong door here, bud." So yeah, some of those guys
you should let them do their spiel.
Yeah.
they're pretty
You should
relentless.
let them do their spiel. Like, well, you're wrong here, here, and here, and I'm better, and here's why.
Absolutely. So, well, I can sit here and tell you why we're better, but we like to let our awards and accolades kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah.
We're recognized as a platinum contractor through Owens Corning.
Okay.
That's less than 0.5% of all the roofing contractors in the entire country get that status. So we're very proud of it.
Wow.
It's taken a lot of roofs, a lot of shingles to get to that status. We're held accountable by Owens Corning too for having that. They'll spot check our work to make sure we're doing what we need
Oh,
to.
really?
So that gives homeowners a little peace of mind, knowing we're doing it the right way. Because if we're not, Owens Corning is going to let us know, and we'll likely have to revisit that roof. So,
Wow.
yep,
Wow, you don't want to do that.
we do not want to do that. So,
Big Brother is watching.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
So, yep. That being said, things can go wrong,
Right.
and we offer our lifetime workmanship guarantee on most of our products. So if there is an issue, something happened, maybe something shingles didn't seal down, we'll come back, we'll address it, we'll get it taken care of for you too. So
That's nice. How long is a warranty usually on a home? Like how long do they usually have on that?
it depends on the shingle itself. So Owens Corning offers a 30-year warranty on one of their shingles. Being a platinum contractor, we're actually able to offer a 50-year non-prorated warranty. Covers majority of labor costs and material costs if there's an issue. So yeah, great warranty, gives homeowners a peace of mind to know that they've got something. It's also transferable too. So
Good. That was
Okay.
gonna
when
be my
people are
next
going to
question.
sell houses, they can actually list that, transfer
Okay.
it to the next homeowner. So
Okay.
yep.
That'd be a good bonus, I would think, for some
Oh,
people
absolutely.
who are looking to
Yep.
buy
Yep.
houses.
Absolutely.
And I'm
And
sure that helps with insurance too.
oh, yes, it does.
Yep.
I'm sure. So then the 50-year warranty, is that on the 50-year shingles?
Correct. So Owens Corning has a number of different shingles. We typically like to offer Owens Corning duration shingles, which is a class 3 shingle, which
Okay.
is, 90% of the homes around here have what's called a class 3 shingle. 130 mile an hour wind resistance and excellent
Wow.
impact resistance to hail and debris.
Mhm.
We're proud to be able to offer that 50-year warranty on that product itself. And of course, when you go up to a class 4 shingle, kind of considered the hurricane rated shingle, 180 mile an hour wind rating, that of course will come with a 50-year warranty as well. So,
Okay.
so you're
That's
getting,
a strong wind.
yeah, it is. So usually when we have wind that strong, if we do see it, we got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, you've got tree branches going through at that point.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing your shingles held up, but your
Yep.
roof can't hold up to a
Yep.
tree branch.
Your roof might be on the other side of town. At
But the
that
shingles
point,
are still fully
That's
intact.
right. Yeah, so like I said, it takes a lot of roofs, a lot of shingles to get to that status, and we're very proud
That's
to be able
amazing.
to say we've been
Yeah.
here. So most roofing companies too fail within the first 2 or 3 years. So
Wow.
I'm very proud to reach just shy of 11 years right now. A lot of recognition for that too. We were really recently last year awarded the Mayville Area Marsh Area Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year for our participation in the community, for the work we do as well. We've got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So I could bore you with more awards and accolades, but they kind of speak for themselves at that
Right.
point. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And is all of your awards and accolades listed on your website?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I can attest to, just how great it is to work with you. I can't attest to roofing yet. But I mean, you have come out to my house several times, one after a storm, to check to see if there was hail damage, which I'm thankful there wasn't, because I really don't want to get a new roof yet. I don't want to have to file a claim, but yet I do, because I have the green roof that I would love to get rid of.
Correct. I know how partial you are to your green roof.
I do.
It adds character to your house.
Yes.
I do love the green roof.
I am going to show you a couple of the new Owens Corning colors coming out this year. They have different tones of green. Evergreen Mist, I think you would really like.
Evergreen mist.
Yes. So,
I think I'm going to steer away
Yeah.
from green, but I mean, thank you anyways, but no.
Maybe we'll do red. There we go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dear God, no. Wait, do they really make a red?
There's some nice tones. Not quite. There's a
See,
nice.
there's hues. There's little
Yes.
sprinkles of color in there.
There's a lovely Merlot shingle that they
Ooh,
offer.
I like to
do
drink.
like Merlot.
I do like to drink Merlot.
So
but
it is a nice color shingle. So a nice dark hue of red. So.
No.
One of the other things we can do too, because picking a color on your
Yeah.
roof, it's not as easy as looking at a little color swatch, right? We have some software. We can actually build you a 3D model of your home.
Yeah.
We can match the siding color you have and put different colors of the roof on, just to see a better idea of what it's going to look like for you. So sometimes I work with homeowners who take months to decide what color they want to go with.
Oh no,
But I feel I can see how that's possible though.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely see how it can.
Last thing you want is to order and then oh, I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So,
that used to be me. Like, I could never make a decision. Now I see something that I like and I'm like, that's it.
Yeah, and I have this what is it, like paralysis over analysis. If I get all of these options, I'm like, I can't. So
It's
I think
overload.
having that, like, give me 3, and then from the 3 I can figure it out. But if you give me 50, I'm gonna be there for a month trying to, and then I'm gonna hate it, and then I'm gonna order, and then be like, oh, maybe I should have done that. And I'm gonna second guess myself. So because people like you are like, yep, that's it, and me like, I don't think I'm gonna. It's very. I like having options, but not too many options to where I can't make a decision.
It takes all types,
Yeah.
right? So some
Yeah.
people are very picky and choosy and take
We've
their
learned that
time.
her and I are very the opposite spectrums of things.
Other people just open that sample book and say, that's what I want. Let's
Yep.
move on with life. So
That's the way I am now. I open
Yeah.
it and it just, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it right there. And I don't want to look again. I'm good. Yep,
Absolutely.
that's it.
Especially for our homeowners who are doing complete renovations, siding, windows, window wraps, trims, and a roof. There's a lot going on there. It's an opportunity to completely redesign their home. So, I definitely encourage. I get a little wary when somebody says, yeah, I want this and this. Let's move on. Okay, take your time. I'll send you some images, show you the 3D rendering. But I want to make sure. Yep. So.
Nope, I'm good. That's it. That.
Yep.
Well, good for you. I would be having, issues. I was like panic attacks and anxiety, just trying to,
Done.
It's not. That's why I can never probably remodel my house. Like, I don't know, too many options. Like, I couldn't do it.
When you are ready, I'll walk you through the process.
It'll be a very long process. Let's put it that way.
You could just let the kids pick the colors too.
Or not.
No.
No, when they buy their own house, they can worry about that.
Maybe a hot pink roof and some purple siding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
You had no problem picking out the paint for my bedroom.
Because it wasn't my house. I don't gotta live with it.
Oof.
I picked the color, but she wanted to paint. So it's like a dark.
It's almost like black, but it's
Yeah.
a super dark purple.
Okay.
But almost black.
Yeah. And she wanted to paint the ceiling back too. So it would
See? Moody.
When I was in eighth grade, I wanted to
the
paint
mood.
my bedroom black.
Yeah, I did too. I love the color, but to paint all 4 walls
I
and
think
the
it would look amazing
ceiling
because
black.
you have a white carpet on the floor and your bedspread isn't as dark. You can change, make it brighter that way, or art on the walls. I had a vision. I got
don't
the 4
have
walls.
white carpet. I have wood, hardwood.
You have a rug.
I do, but my bed takes up.
Yeah. So, but see, she wouldn't paint her ceiling, but then you know what she did? So when I wasn't there to help her paint, somebody is a little bit, height challenged. She tried to paint the seam without using tape. So guess who painted the ceiling anyways?
Oh, okay.
So there's like spoots of like paint. Oh.
Well, coming soon to Beaver Dam Chamber of Commerce is Angie's Home Interior Design.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there you
That's
go.
gonna be my other hat that I'm gonna wear. But
Very
instead
good.
of waiting for me to come over, I was already on my way. She decided, nope, I'm going to do it right now. And then I was like, oh my gosh.
I got sick of waiting.
So I tried to fix it, but it's just so part of her ceiling is painted.
Okay. Well, if you guys
Not
need to
by
paint
choice.
more, I have a whole house that needs interior painting. So
Yeah, I'm one of the. I do the cut in without paint. Like, but I don't use tape. I have a very straight. Like, I can just.
fancy.
My hand doesn't do anything. Just so.
That's impressive.
I know that's
It
one of
do
the
that.
skills I have. I have a very steady hand when it comes to that, at least. But
Yeah, I tape everything when I paint. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't trust the paint of the tape though, because if you don't have the right tape, it can still seep under. Then
That's
you get
true.
the bleed through, and then you're
And
just better off.
textured walls too don't take
Oh,
tape
yeah,
very well. So
yeah.
even after taping, I've been known to go back with a little paintbrush,
Mhm.
from the kids' paintbrush stash, and
Yeah.
I'll
Yep.
touch them up a little bit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so I guess circling back a little bit. So now that it's winter, I mean, we don't really have hailstorms and tornadoes, this time of year. So what are some things that you're seeing now that are issues people or they should be aware of in winter? Because even though it's winter, there's still going to be damage happening to your roof.
So absolutely. So it's very important this time of year. Nobody wants to go outside. Nobody wants to spend time in the yard inspecting the home, but it's very important. Usually recommend at least once a month, take a walk around your house, if not more, and just inspect, look at your roof lines, look at your siding, anything that's out of place or doesn't seem right. We can come assess for you. So we do free inspections as well. We're happy to give you honest opinions. Sometimes it lands to a full job. Other times it's a repair. Other times it's very simple. Why don't you do this? Move on. Give us a call when you really need us. So.
Okay.
You did that for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm inspecting the ice dams at your house.
Yep.
Absolutely. So it turns out you had a little attic ventilation concern, which
Yep.
it sounds like it's since been addressed. So
Yes,
very
my
good.
son-in-law came and insulated my attic. So
Very good.
Because ice
So,
dams we're going to put a photo up too of what we're talking about, of what ice dams are. And however, they may be beautiful. They are very destructive
Yep.
to your roof, correct?
Absolutely. So ice dams are typically caused by improper ventilation in your attic. Leaky sources from inside when the heat's pumping, it gets into your cold attic. If your attic's not breathing properly, it's going to retain moisture. Or worse, ice dams, once they actually form, I'll do my hand diagram here. So this is your roof line.
Mhm.
And then get a bunch of snow. The snow builds up. We get a big warm day, right? That warm air is going to start melting the snow. And when it gets to the overhang, the eaves of your house where your gutters sit, that's an unheated portion of the roof. So it's past that heated wall.
Mm-hmm.
Once it gets there, that ice tends to form a big layer. As this snow continues to melt, you basically end up with a small pool of water behind that ice block, hence the ice damming. Once that happens, it can lead to all sorts of issues. The water will basically seep through. It can back under the shingle. It can go through the nail heads and seep into the roof, cause structural damage to your rafters, to your roof decking. Commonly what we see is the moisture will come down into the insulation and actually seep through into the interior of their home. So a lot of times people don't know they have an issue until they look up at their ceiling and see moisture damage. Just last week, actually, a homeowner called us because they had some interior moisture damage on their drywall, went to inspect their attic, and they had some ice damming. So about a month ago, about 5 weeks ago or so, we had the significant ice damming around the area here. And a lot of people didn't think they had damage. Everything's fine. And then what happened with this big cold snap we just got, people are wanting to stay warm and toasty inside. So they're turning that thermostat up a little bit more, causing, the furnaces. You get that heat that's going into the attic. And what you have is residual moisture caught in your insulation that had been all frozen up. But since that heat, correct, so that heat is now causing that to thaw and it's dripping into people's houses. So pay attention to that stuff at your house. Look up at the corners of your wall and your ceiling where they meet on the outside walls. Look at your window sills, the bottom of the window framing there. That's typically where you're going to see interior moisture damage. Sometimes it gets so bad where moisture gets in there, people have no idea, and then they have mold problems. So it can lead to a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So,
So not something to look over, basically.
Correct. And especially with, like we said, we had perfect conditions for ice damming around here last month. A lot of snow. It all melted very fast and caused a lot of damming for people. So icicles look pretty. Looking at the houses, very winter wonderland,
as you
very
saw
Christmassy.
that picture was Bridget's house, by the way.
It was very pretty.
It was very pretty. However, I don't think that's good.
So, keep an eye on it. I plan to go back to your house and take a look at the shingles once everything kind of thaws out, just to make sure everything is still good to go for you.
Now you just got to wait for all the snow to melt, which will take forever now.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Is there anything that you would recommend so people do know this ice damming that they can help to mitigate that, to make it go away, a little bit more efficiently, so it's not waiting for the sun to thaw and then refreeze, so that constant cycle? Is there anything you can do to help make them go away sooner so they can not back up into your roof line?
Yep. So the best way to prevent ice damming is to completely prevent it to begin with. So
obviously,
check your attic. You want to make sure your attic's breathing. So if your attic's not breathing, you're going to have issues. If you have large sources of heat loss from your interior of your home into your attic, that can lead to a lot of issues as well. So it's worth it. Nobody likes to go up in their attic, but you want to go up into your attic. You want to make sure that your roof has a way to intake air and also expel the air. So a lot of different systems, lots of ways to do that. A lot of times it's done improperly. Whether that be the construction company who builds the home or the last roofing company who might have come through and did a haphazard job on it. Can be lots of issues with it. So the key is proper ventilation in your attic, inspections, regular inspections up there to make sure everything is still good to go. So insulation is a pretty quick, easy fix. Typically, roof ventilation can be on the more expensive side, depending on the home, but sometimes it's a quick, easy fix as well. So a lot of people nowadays are big on the spray insulation, where they hire somebody, they go up in their attic and they just cover everything in that spray insulation with those little cannon guns they have. You think, yep, more insulation, the better. Usually what happens with that is they cover the vents, your air intakes on your soffit. So your roof is no longer breathing at that point. So we do see that often too.
That'll create even more issues.
Don't worry, he did check for that. So
absolutely. So
he was trying to make sure he did not cover.
So it's not still tight. It can still breathe.
Yes. Yep. He was checking. So
yep.
I feel like that's something that most people don't even think of. To make sure that those aren't covers. That way you're roof line can breathe, because most
Yep.
people think the more insulation the better, because then your house is, packed tight.
Yep.
But that's not a good thing.
Nope, not for your attic, not for your roof. So leads to moisture, mold issues,
Yep.
rotten wood, shingle issues. Sometimes you see a buckling roof where it's sagging down in between your rafters. That's easy to spot from your roof line, just standing in your yard, just kind of looking up at it. If you ever notice those issues, definitely get on top of it right away before it becomes something more expensive, I guess is.
Yeah, because you got to start taking down interior walls, and who knows how long it's been leaking,
Yep.
and spreading. And if it's the first one was saying now, it could have been months ago that it happened. So
Yep.
that could be quite the costly repair.
Absolutely, and typically it's going to involve, repairs can add up.
Yeah.
Multiple trades coming in, so obviously roofing we can take care of. But once you have interior damage, that's something just outside of our scope of work. But that can add up quick. Typically involves claim with your insurance company, finding contractors to work with for different trades. So and we can help with that too. So,
Right.
Yep. And I have a whole Rolodex, which
Rolodex.
is back from the 80s, 90s
Very
of
hip.
people. It's very hip, right? So that I can refer also, as well. So
Yeah, it's good to have a person in your back pocket. So when the unexpected does happen, you have that person. Like I can count on this person. This person will do a good job. It's like having
Absolutely.
that warm lead, really helps, especially if they're going through it. It's already stressful enough, especially if this went through some kind of natural disaster, to deal with all of the work that needs to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And then trying to call the insurance and make the insurance plans and all that it's quite the nightmare, it sounds like. So then you guys help with the insurance claims too then, right? You help walk homeowners
Absolutely.
through that process, and they need help with that too
Yep. So
Okay.
we specialize in working with homeowners and helping them through the insurance process. Most people who have storm damage, ice damming damage, they've typically never gone through a homeowner's claim.
Right.
We're there to help them. We can help calling claims. We can help walk through the process, let them know what they need to. And then we actually have a team of people at our office, our supplemental team, Ed and Kaylee there. They're fantastic at what they do. Their whole job is to, amongst other things, is to work with the insurance companies directly, make sure that those insurance companies, insurance adjusters have included everything that they need to include in terms of the payment to the homeowner to make sure that job is done correctly and done the right way.
That's nice.
So gives a little peace of mind doing that. We basically act as a middleman between the homeowner and the insurance company. It's a lot less stress for the homeowners having to deal with things, and they can spend more time picking out colors, things like that. The fun part of that.
Right.
So, yep.
Yeah, I feel like the last thing you want to do is deal with going through all the insurance and all the questions they have and just all the things. Let's kind of see if a team dedicated to help people through that process. Because most people aren't proficient in insurance claims.
So fun story about that. So last year, obviously, we had tornadoes and major hailstorms come through the area, and the local crew of insurance adjusters from all the companies, it's far too much for them to handle on their own. So what they do is they bring in outside insurance adjusters from different parts of the country. They're catastrophe response crews who come in, and most of them are great at what they do. But every now and then, fun story, I met with an adjuster from down south. I'll leave the company nameless, but he was from down south, and he was writing up estimates. And he's used to hailstones this big, right, where it's pretty cut and dry. So I had to kind of show him, hey, no, this is what hail damage looks like up here in Wisconsin. So teaching him a little bit about that, he was open and receptive to it, which was great. But what he was doing when he was writing up roof estimates for the homeowners, he wasn't including something called ice and water shield. He just wasn't familiar with ice and water shield.
It's not from here.
And that's a very important component. Helps prevent ice damming damage. It's an impermeable membrane that goes along the edges of the roofs, around your chimney flashings, in the valleys, different areas of the roof to prevent leak points from leaking into the house. So after a couple, we had to call them and say, hey, this is what we need to do here. This is code here where we need to have that included. So just having somebody who's got your back. Some people just get their insurance check and say, all right, this is what I got to work with, which in turn, they're missing some very important components of the roof.
I'm sure that's not cheap either to add that shield on there. So it's not like it's not free. Someone's got to pay for it. So you want, that's.
And we do roofs the right way. We are going to stick to local building codes, national building codes. We do everything we need to make sure that roof is done correctly. So, and if it's not included, we'll reach out to your insurance adjuster for you and say, hey, you missed X, Y, and Z. Sometimes it's as easy as, okay, I'll send them the payment for it. Sometimes they want to know more about it. Sometimes there's a little educational opportunity there for them too. So
yeah, that's really nice, because most people wouldn't even think to You know, like, okay, well, I've been approved for 10 grand. What can I do with that? You
Yep.
know, so it's kind of as you walk, so try and cover as much as you possibly
Yeah.
can through, because roofs can be quite expensive.
They can be, correct.
Yeah.
So on that note, never go with the cheapest person. We'll never tell you we're the cheapest one out there. We'll never be the most expensive one out there, but we do things right.
Right.
A lot of companies, those storm chasing companies, the fly by night companies, like I said, they just want that check and they're gone. They're cutting corners. They're doing what's called a roof layover, where they're putting shingles on the existing shingles. We don't mess with that. We can't warranty that work. So
Yeah. Also, so you can't. So if you do a replace, like a repair, you have to do like a full tear off.
correct.
Right.
Yep.
You take the whole thing. You don't stack them on top of each other.
Absolutely not. We won't do layovers. We can't honor Owens Corning warranty for doing that. We won't honor a lifetime workmanship guarantee for doing that too. Typically, when somebody wants to do that, we might not be the right contractor for them.
Why
Because I
would
always-
someone want that?
Well, no, I always heard that you can have 2 layers, but then you can't have a third. Like then you have to start all over.
Correct. So you can technically do that.
Okay.
That's not the right way to do it.
Okay.
Why would you want to do that though? Like, why would you want to lay
Save
over
money.
the current?
I mean, that's just what I've always
Yep.
heard. I
It'll
mean,
save money on disposal costs, stump fees, things like that, some labor costs.
But then you're gonna pay it twice, basically, because it would be more than. And what do you need to replace it? Or the next homeowner buys a house,
Correct.
and you need to replace their roof.
Then they're paying for
then they're
multiple
paying
layers.
Multiple layers. So someone's got to pay for it eventually. It's just more like a Band-Aid versus a solution.
Yep. And the bigger issue, other than paying for something like that twice in the long run, it's going to drastically shorten the life expectancy of those shingles, and hence why we can't honor a manufacturer warranty when we're doing a layover. So,
Okay.
so a lot of moving pieces to it, but
Yeah.
we're here to help. We're here to give advice and make sure people understand the full scope of the project. I don't want to walk away and have homeowners have questions. We provide media packages too after the job is complete. We'll fly our drone up there. We'll put together a media package to show the homeowner, give them a little peace of mind to say, hey, everything was done correctly. Everything was completed up there the way you want it done and done the right way. So there's certain companies out there that will reuse certain flashing, step flashing, chimney flashing, things like that. There's a right and a wrong way to do things.
Yeah.
So we do it the right way. And that's why we've been around for as long as we have.
Yeah. So then you can stand behind your word.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question. So let's say I have an insurance claim and I can get a new roof. Can I go from a shingled roof to a metal roof?
Absolutely can. Yep, you certainly can do that. So the obligation of the insurance company is to pay for what is existing on the home.
Okay.
So you can certainly use those funds. A metal steel roof is typically going to cost a little bit more than a shingled roof, depending on the situation. You can absolutely apply those funds to upgrade your roof to something different, a little bit different style. So
I don't think I'd want one, but I was just.
Is there a pro and a con? Like, is there? Because I feel like there's a lot. It's more common. I see a lot of metal roofs now. Is there a reason for that? Are they better? Are they more durable?
So yeah, there is a bit of a durability factor there. Some people like the aesthetics, the look of a metal roof, less prone to things like wind damage. Now, when you talk about storm damage, hail damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hail is going to ding up your metal roof all over the place. Not every insurance company will cover cosmetic damage to a metal roof. They'll say your roof is still functional, you just have cosmetic damage, and they won't cover you. So then you spend a bunch of money on a nice metal roof, and you've got dings and dents all over it. We've seen that happen before. So,
but cosmetic, yes, but at the same time, you would think that would then weaken the metal, where it could then eventually create like rust points or like puncture spots, right? Because wouldn't it break it down a little bit? If you got all those dents in it, that would no longer be as strong, or is that
potentially that's kind of up for debate.
Built a little bit stronger than that, so it wouldn't. Okay.
Yep, depending on the gauge of metal. Most of the time with the hail we see around here, it's kind of a non-factor, but it can.
Okay.
Fun story about that. So another tip of the hat to our supplement department who works with the insurance companies. Some years ago, we had an insured homeowner who had hail damage on their metal roof, and they had an exclusion for the cosmetic damage. They weren't very happy with that because they have this nice new metal roof with dings and dents all over it. We were able to successfully debate with the insurance adjuster that it voided the warranty on the paint color on that metal roof. Therefore, they have an obligation to replace it. Big win, got the homeowner a new metal roof because of that. So
that's awesome.
Very specific because the paint warranty was different than the actual metal warranty on that roof. Most metal roofs are, 40-year warranty or so like that. but the paint had a specific warranty on it too because it was custom paint. So
Smart.
Wow.
It's a fun story
that's-
right there.
Yeah, that's cool
Yeah.
that you guys, you look at every angle
Absolutely.
to help. That's really
Mhm.
nice. That's
Yep.
good to know. That's a good story.
Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of fun. Small wins. Nobody
Mhm.
wants to fight with their insurance company, but let's
Right.
face it, the insurance company doesn't want to come out and hand out big checks to
Well,
everybody.
right.
They want to keep that money as much as possible to go
Right.
sponsor a football stadium, things like that.
Right.
And, so we just want to do right by the homeowner. We want to make sure they're getting what they're owed for what they have, and it's done the right way for them. So.
That's wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that is
good
great.
to know.
Yep.
And
So
a
we're
way to
acting as
help
a
them.
liaison for them,
Yeah.
basically. Most insurance adjusters are good people and they want to do things the right way, but let's face it, they're human. They miss certain things, and
Right.
it happens.
Well, and if they're not from here, they don't know what to look for.
Right.
Because sometimes what's enforced on by them isn't a thing up by us.
Well, especially if they come out after a big storm and they've got 20 houses to inspect.
Right.
It's very easy for them to overlook something.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're just there to support what they're doing and support the homeowner, just to make sure the homeowner is getting what's owed to them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I mean, it's good that you get out there about the fly-by-night cutting corners and,
mhm. There's a
You
lot
see
of
them
that.
everywhere. I know I saw one that was over by Landmark. It was for like car dents. Like they were in that building there on Cherry Street for a while. All of a sudden they were gone.
Yep.
Just gone. I was like, so they're here one day and then like 2 months later they're gone.
Yep.
So they're doing like what is it called, PDR, that they call it, the portable dent repair. And yeah, they're just gone. Like
I want to say that there was one guy after one of the hailstorms. I want to say he's from Australia doing that, the paintless dent repair.
paintless dent
Yeah,
repair.
paintless.
Okay.
Yep. So, but I think he's
I mean,
from
it's
Australia or
affordable. I
New
mean-
Zealand or something. Yeah. So, it's unfortunate. The ambulance chasers, the lawyers,
Yeah.
the roofing companies who give us all a bad name.
Yep.
Because let's face it, somebody from a roofing company knocks on your door. Most people's first instinct is to say, "Nope, close the door on their face."
Yeah,
So,
They're very
close-minded.
pushy. That's why I
Yeah.
have now a no soliciting sign in my yard, because they don't listen to me. When I say no, they rebuttal. And when I say I had somebody look at it, they're like, well, did they really look at it?
Yeah.
I had someone come to my house too that was for a roast. I was like, I already had, and that was after they came, down my cul-de-sac on a Segway. So they were door knocking on
yeah.
Segways. So that's kind of cool. But I was like, I already had somebody I was like, no, I already had somebody come over and check on my roof. He was like, who was that? He goes, Angie from BRH. Oh.
They're out of there. So, and that's, we want to get out first after storms too, before those companies can come in from out of state, out of area. We want to get our presence known. Hey, we're local. We're here to help you. Check out our reviews, see what we do for people.
Yeah.
Talk to your neighbors. Most people know us. So we're proud of that. And we want to keep it that way by doing things the right way, in terms of the construction aspects of it, and then also doing the process the right way for the homeowners. So
I like it.
Yeah. I know anytime a roofing company comes to my house, I'm like, nope, if I'm concerned, I know who to call.
Right.
No one needs to stop at my house, because
I still get phone calls from last year's storm, people calling me saying,
Really?
"Oh, has anybody looked at your roof? Who are you? Why are you
Yeah.
calling me?"
This
You know what
happened
I
in
do?
March or in May. Like I
Yep.
think,
Yeah.
we're good now.
Yeah.
We're still getting people call in too. A lot of people who don't even know they have hail damage. So we
Really?
still have a crew of people who
We're
are out
noticing
there.
it now,
and-
probably because everything is now seeping through their
Correct.
roof
They're
line,
starting
going
to see
through
little
their
water
ceilings.
spots
Now
on
they're
their
seeing all their water
ceilings.
spots,
Yep.
not even thinking, "Oh, we were fine."
Yep.
So always good to have a trusted, trained eye up there, and just making sure. And if it's there, it's there. If it's not, we're not going to waste your time.
Right.
We're not going to put you through a process to waste everybody's time. So
Right.
I came out and looked at your house
Yeah.
last year, and you had a little bit of damage up there, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, because we were concerned because we haven't touched our roof since we bought the house. My husband has some concerns, so I was like, "Well, we'll call Anthony out and have him look." And we have very high vaulted ceilings in our house and a very steep roof line. So
Yes, very steep roof.
yeah,
It's about the steepest I'm comfortable climbing. So.
yeah. And I'm not going up there. And plus, we also have skylights, and so there's things you need to be aware of. You don't want those to leak, and so.
Yep. So that's one of those hidden things too. Skylights, a lot of the
Mhm.
time, those get dinged and dented, and people start getting damage on the interior side of their house through their skylights.
I will say, when that tornado came through, we were in the basement. It's very terrifying to hear the hail hit your skylights.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was very terrifying. Like I didn't know what was going, because we could see the green sky, we could see all the freaky stuff, and I'm like, what is? And you could just hear it hitting. I thought for sure that they were shattering because it was hitting so hard. It was terrifying.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, it was not awesome. I was in the basement like, oh my god, the kids are down there crying. It's scary, because you don't know what's happening upstairs. You're downstairs, you're safe. We have like a little hidey hole, you know, that we're in, because we have, you know, the staircase is open, so we turn that for like kids into a box fort. So there's like cardboard walls around it and like blankets and pillows. So we're like in our hidey hole, you know, so we're away from the glass because we have glass in our basement and just hear it hit the skylights.
It's loud when that hail hits.
It's loud.
Yep. Your skylights are going to be what's called tempered glass.
Mhm.
So kind of the same thing. You have a window in your bathroom or by your kitchen sink. You know, you have to have tempered glass.
Yeah.
In it. A little more impact resistant. But with the storms we saw this last spring, a number of skylights were broken. So
Yeah.
a lot of broken windows, a lot of skylights. Most of that was a result of the tornadoes throwing everything, debris. But
Yeah.
I go outside when the tornado sirens go off.
Well, I mean, you're a Midwesterner. That's what everybody else does.
that's typically me too. Yeah, looking out the front window.
I mean, who
what's
doesn't
going
do
on?
that?
I sit in my car. Like I open my trunk and I sit in my car. I open the garage and then I sit in the trunk of my car.
Your car's in your garage.
Yeah, when my garage door's
okay.
open. And
Well, you got a safe place to go if it gets too bad. Just duck and roll into the trunk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't call that safe, but you know. I did hear stories about people who were outside of their house in Juneau, and the wind was so powerful that they couldn't get the door back open. They were stuck outside because the wind suction cupped their house shut, and they couldn't open their screener to get back in their house.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, pretty crazy to hear some of those stories. You know,
Yeah.
people basically trapped outside
Because of
they're out
wind,
there
because they're
looking at-
all the pressure. I was like,
See,
that's insane.
that way then if my garage door is open, I'm good.
I mean, yeah, you can't close it, but
Well, let's talk safety first. Those sirens go to your basement. right?
Yeah.
Just like my mother
and then
told
go
me.
outside.
And then go outside. after.
No, the sirens go. I grab my scanner.
Oh,
I
yeah,
go
we had the
outside.
scanner going. That was
Oh, yeah.
insane. To hear all the chatter when it took out police and real, like to hear like that was insane.
Yep, that was pretty wild to see.
Mhm.
Obviously, being in Mayville, we got firsthand look at all that. And,
Mhm.
It definitely destroyed that building. So
Yeah, it's gone now.
it is gone.
Yep, it's gone.
Completely gone. So a lot of homes in that area were obviously direct hits with the tornado too.
There's one I saw that the roof was tore off the entire house. Like it was like the house was still standing, but the roof's completely gone. I was
Yep.
like, oh,
There are a couple. There's one that actually they had to demo the whole house. It was condemned because the roof was gone. Insurance company, unfortunately, was dragging their feet on it, and then we got a bunch of rain. So there's a bunch of black mold in their house, so they had to condemn it. So.
Oh my god! And you can't really tarp that either. Like, I mean, I know you guys. I saw people coming out and tarping a lot of roofs that had a lot. I mean, you saw it everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
tarps. But in that situation, there isn't much you can do either, right? To temporarily.
We can do
mitigate
emergency
that?
tarping, but if your
But
whole
there's
roof
no
is
roof
gone,
line. You
yeah,
can't. I mean, you can put a tarp up there. It's gonna rain. It's gonna put pressure on it. It's gonna collapse back into the house. Then, right?
Yep.
There isn't like
So-
anything you can do to help
Again-
temporarily.
it's a lot with working the insurance company too. What do they recommend? Are they just gonna, total loss that house at that point? But one situation in particular, unfortunately, the insurance company just didn't move fast enough to make decisions, and the homeowner,
And then
had
right
to
there's
knock
a
down the
lawsuit
house.
against that. I'm sure.
that's out of my hands. But yeah, so I
Yeah,
can
those
only.
things you don't think of.
We do offer their emergency services as well. This time of year, we're not building too many roofs. Typically, if a tree falls through a house or something like that, yeah, we're going to take care of that roof and get it done this time of year. Not ideal for installing shingles, but again, we have our lifetime workmanship guarantee on those roofs where there's an issue with those shingles not sealing down or properly setting, we're going to come back and get it fixed for them. So a lot of emergency tarping that happens this time of year until the weather gets warmer. Fun story. Last winter, I was on a homeowner's roof. He had a tree fall through part of his garage, and I was up there and I was putting a tarp down on the holes after the tree was removed. And just a fun story to show how we stand behind what we do. I was reaching back in my tool belt, grabbing another nail to put the tarp down, and I've got one of those big fat tape measures on my belt there. And what do? I knock it right off my belt. This tape measure just starts tumbling down the roof line, and where does it land? Right on the hood of the guy's car.
Oh no!
I felt just awful about that. Just awful about it.
Oh no.
So obviously, knock on the door,
Yeah.
I talk to him, and pretty understanding. Not thrilled that that happened, but I say, hey, we're going to take care of it.
It wasn't on
for you.
purpose, accidents happen. But
So we took care of it. Got it that fixed and painted and everything for them. So that's what I tell all my homeowners too when we're signing up for a project. Hey, we're human. Things can happen. I usually share that story with homeowners too. Kind of illustrates, hey, if a hammer falls off the roof or something, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of working with a company who's been around and been established. So
That's awesome.
Yep.
So from now on, you're gonna see tool belts that have like those, those lanyards that have on strings.
Yeah.
So all of their tools
Yeah.
are gonna be on strings. That,
Yeah.
way, that
So
happens.
most of our
Jump
guys
right
do
next to
that,
your
so
belt.
they're tethered up there. And unfortunately, I was not careful enough. with that
Prepared
type of
enough.
You
measure.
are
Yeah,
now.
I wasn't quick enough
You're
to
gonna have
grab it.
retractable
So.
leash on all of your
Yep.
things.
So, probably a smart move. So,
But it is important to understand that you are human. We're all human.
Yes.
That's
Accidents
the
happen,
thing.
and
Yeah,
absolutely.
taking the steps to make it right,
that's what makes it better. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and
It's
knowing
like,
that,
I don't know, maybe another tree hit your roof or your hood. Like past blame is not the
Yeah,
answer.
not the right way to do things. So you certainly don't get A+ rating with Better Business Bureau for doing
Right.
things like that.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
for joining us.
yeah,
and-
thanks for having me. This is
Yeah.
fun. So,
Yeah. If anybody has questions for Anthony, please feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll make sure that they get answered. Or if you want Anthony to come out and inspect your roof, or want to speak with him directly, his contact information is below. You can reach out to him and get your roof inspected, or
You open up your eyes to some things to be aware of. That's kind
absolutely.
of trying to bring awareness to things to help avoid costly errors or repairs, I guess I should say, in the future is kind of that's what our whole mission is, bringing on guest speakers is to educate people on what to look out for, because sometimes you just don't know.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're not in that profession.
Just being preventative measures can lead to long-term savings.
Right.
Nobody wants to wake up with a pool of water in their house. And
Right.
regular inspections, all it takes is a look around. I'm not recommending everybody climb up on the roof.
Yeah,
If
please,
you want
yeah,
to, more
yeah.
power to you. So, but hey, that's what we're here. We're here to help. We're here to inspect, give honest advice, feedback, and we'll tell you straightforward if hey, you got some life left in this roof, there's no damage, or hey, it's time to get this done for you. Otherwise, you're gonna have bigger fish to fry. So.
Yeah, you don't want to push it out too long. That becomes a bigger problem and a bigger expense. So, beautiful. All right. Well, thank you, Anthony.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Bridget.
thank you.